How much money can you make in a lawn care business? Now, this is a question that a lot of people always ask me. It depends whether you're doing it full-time, part-time. It depends on what setup in actual location that you're in. And it kind of just depends on how many days a week can you work. Now, I know this is a super important question for people who are trying to start a lawn care company. So this video is really for you guys because I want to make sure you guys know the potential you can make in your lawn care company. And when you do start, the difference in deviation of the income versus when it's part-time versus full-time. It's a big difference, and you can make a lot of money in lawn care if you play your cards right. So if you're thinking about starting a lawn care company, stay tuned in this video. I'm gonna tell you exactly how much money you can make, whether it's part-time, whether it's full-time, that doesn't matter. I'm gonna tell you all the different amounts of money that you can make in lawn care as a business owner. It's probably smart for me to give you guys some credentials so you guys knowingly know that I have experience in this industry. I have grown a lawn care business to 6 figures in the first 6 months. I'm known for that. And then I also have my lawn care business doing about $19,000 a month in new maintenance revenue. And that's completely through maintenance. So we're almost at $250,000 a year in just purely maintenance revenue. The goal is to get to $30,000 a month this year in just strictly maintenance revenue, and it should happen within the next 4 months. So I know not everyone is looking to scale a huge business. Some people just want to have a hustle that they can do themselves where they don't have to have a boss, they can work on their own time. They can schedule their work around their life rather than scheduling their life around their work. I understand that that's a lot of people's worries, and that's why I'm creating this video, so I can give you guys a demonstration of how much money you guys can make in all the different ways you can do this. So this breaks down into 4 major questions. The first one being, how many days a week are you gonna work? So this obviously depends on if you have a job or not. If you are working a job, it's probably not smart to be doing it after every single day that you work. It's probably gonna be smarter for you to do it on, say, a weekend. Say if you're working 40-hour work weeks, then maybe on Saturday and Sunday, then you're mowing yards. It just depends on how many days a week do you currently already work. But I would say part-time is about 2 days a week, and that's usually because you have a full-time job. And then, you know, if you're full-time in lawn care, I would try to push up to 5 days a week so you can maximize your amount of income that you can make. Another key factor is pricing, depending on how you price. So generally in lawn care, everyone has different prices, but I would say here in Florida, it's in between 1/8 acre properties and 1/4 acre properties, and people are pricing anywhere between $25 and $50. So I understand that, you know, in different states, there's, you know, huge yards, you got 2-acre lots, but I can't go off of that because I don't personally know. So I can go off of 1/8 acre properties and 1/4 acre properties. I know prices can vary between $25 and $50. So I'm gonna go based off of that, $25 on the low end, $50 on the high end. This is how much you would be pricing your yards. Another important factor is how many yards can you mow in a day. So solo, when it does come to these properties, 1/8 acre properties to 1/4 acre properties, multiply this out if you have bigger properties, so then you can figure out your number. But when it does come to these specific properties that we have in Florida, I can do about 10 to 15 a day solo, and that's how I did start. I was doing 10 to 15 yards a day solo with those property sizes before it felt like I was really overworking myself. Obviously, another key factor is going to be your setup. So whether you're using push mower, whether you're using a walk behind, a stand on, it just depends on your setup. What setup are you gonna start with? If you're starting with a push mower, you're probably gonna be more to that 10 yards a day range. If you're using maybe a walk behind, maybe you're gonna be pushing the 15 yards a day range solo. Remember guys, this is solo. This is by yourself, no employees. 10 yards a day on the low end with the starter setup, about 15 with a, you know, more developed setup without the feeling of overworking yourself. At 10 yards solo with say a push mower setup, it will start to feel like work, I'm not gonna lie, but you can do it in a day, and it's not gonna take you all day to mow 10 yards. One key factor to making sure you can do these yards is to be keeping your service radius down. You don't wanna be going to Timbuktu to mow yards if you're solo. If you're solo, you have the advantage of not needing that many yards. You have the advantage of being able to have all your yards in a super local area, so there is barely any drive time. That is your one unique advantage, and you need to play that as hard as you can when you're in this business as a solo entrepreneur. Okay, so let's run the numbers. Say, for example, you are doing this part-time, so you are doing it 2 days a week, right? If you have 2 days a week where you can mow 10 to 15 yards a day, say the yards are ranging from $25 all the way up to $50, that means you can produce anywhere between $500 and $1,500 a week just off of solo lawn care 2 days a week. When it does come to full-time, now this is where the numbers get juicy. I'm gonna tell you guys, when you are doing this, again, it is 10 to 15 yards a day. You're gonna be doing this 5 days a week now. So now you're working 5 days instead of 2 days, and the price is gonna remain the same. You're gonna be mowing $25 to $50 in yards every single day, 5 days a week. And what this range creates is a range of $1,250 on the low end and $3,750 on the high end. And this is completely possible, and I know people who personally do this. The big solo lawn care guy who does $3,700 a week in revenue. Why? How can you do this? It takes a little bit longer, obviously, because you have a higher price. You're not gonna get as many leads, but if you really did wanna work at it, what you could do is start on the low end and work your prices up to the high end. The goal is to get on the full-time spectrum regardless. So if you're doing this solo, your goal is to get full-time regardless, right? The fastest way to do it is to scale to the low end as fast as possible and then just work your prices up to the high end. Now I know these are some big numbers to be putting out there, but basically you can make anywhere from $500 to $3,750 a week mowing yards. And yes, these are numbers that I've personally have done myself as well. If there's any additional information that you guys do need, you guys can DM me on Instagram. I am giving you guys free game on Instagram, and I have something coming for you guys personally very soon to help you guys scale your business to 6 figures ASAP. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them either in the comment section or DM me on Instagram. My Instagram is @growlandscaping. It's gonna be in the description. So if there's anything you guys need, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.